So another question I get asked a lot is, why are you passionate about history? What is it that interests you about history? So for me, history is about looking at the patterns that have developed over time in human civilization, looking at the events that have shaped humanity in the past, some of them amazing, some of them awful, how these events were influenced by the events that preceded them, and how they in turn influenced the events that follow them. And you can look back at history and you can see these sort of forming patterns that shape where humanity has been, where we're headed. Of course, I think everyone's heard the old cliche, those who do not remember history are doomed to repeat it. And while it's pretty much a trope, there's some truth there, because there are these cycles in history that historians can look at. But we go deeper than that. For me, what draws me to history, I think, the most is learning new perspectives, learning about the debates that go on in history. Some people really like, especially people who are into the STEM fields, really like definite answers. They want things to be cut and dried. Of course, not always, but a lot of people want solid answers. And when you're looking at history, you're not always going to get that. You certainly might be able to confirm that a particular event happened, but what happens with historians is that they can look at the exact same body of evidence and come to different conclusions. And that fascinates me. I love learning new perspectives. I love learning and understanding how and why people can look at the same body of evidence and come to a different conclusion. That's just amazing to me. That doesn't necessarily mean that I will always agree, or that I should always agree, or that anyone should always agree when looking at these things. But being open to new perspectives and learning to look at things in different ways, I think opens up all sorts of avenues for learning. And it allows us, I think, to understand the people around us more by understanding that maybe they just don't see things the way we do. Maybe they pick up on different things. We all come into studying history with different things, biases, different things that have happened in our lives, our personalities. They all shape how we interpret the evidence that we look at. They all shape how we look at things. And so we can come to these conclusions that are different, and that's fine. And sometimes I find myself changing the way I see things because I have learned from other perspectives. Maybe it's only a little bit. Maybe it's a great deal. And I think that is a wonderful thing in any field, to be able to not just be locked into a single mindset. And so that is what I love about history.